All right, hey gang, Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and trade of the day. And in tonight's video, I want to go over something that is pretty darn important. We've got a key technical shift in the indexes here, and I want to show you exactly what I mean by that. Okay, so before we talk about any trade setups or anything else, what I want to point out to you, let me hide all these drawings real quick. But what I want to point out, we have, or I use 3 moving averages, okay? I use the 8 EMA, which is the orange line, the 21 EMA, which is the teal sort of turquoise line, and then the 55 EMA, which is the big yellow line. The 8 is my fast moving average, the 21 is sort of my mean, my medium term moving average, and the 55 is my slower term moving average, okay? Now, what I look for here as a trend trader, right? I trade TPS, which means I'm looking for a trend, I'm looking for a pattern, and I'm looking for a squeeze. That's TPS. So what I want to point out to you here is back in, early November 2023, right here, we had a shift up in the trend, right? We had the 8 EMA cross above, right? Right now, right here, where the 8 was on the bottom, the 21 in the middle, and the 55 on top. That is stacked bearish. We had a crossover, right? Where the 8 crosses above the 21 and then both moving averages cross over the 55. So in this area is when we had a bullish crossover, We have not had any crossovers since then, right? The 8 has stayed on top this whole time. The 21 has stayed in the middle the entire time. And then the 55 has stayed on the bottom the entire time until today. And today is Monday, the 15th of April. So if I zoom in here, what we see is now the 21 is on top, the 8 EMA is in the middle, and the 55 EMA is on the bottom. So now, all of a sudden, we've gone from stacked EMAs to mixed EMAs. We're starting to get a crossover, an EMA crossover up here at the top. Pair that with the fact that we are, pretty extended, and we probably have some downside coming. I don't know that we're going to get something as prolonged as this, which was like, August through kind of early November, right? But could we be looking at something like this, a month of protracted downside? Maybe we get a bounce, we roll over, another bounce and we roll over, a bounce and we roll over. I'm now officially switching to sell the rally until this condition shifts back, until the moving averages line back up the right way. I am switching to sell the rally mode. And what exactly does that mean? Okay, so let me put these drawings back up here. Now, these are sort of my ultimate targets. These green lines down here represent symmetry. So if I measure this decline, and I measure this decline, and I measure this decline, and then project them against the all-time high, they kind of line up relatively in a cluster down through here between about 494 and 498. So about a 4 point. And this is where I think we're ultimately headed. And will we bounce from here? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. So from here, do we just go straight there? I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. I think that maybe we get like a little bit of a bounce, and I'll be looking at, VP areas here and here and here and here, and to see if we come up and we sort of fail and roll over, a series of lower highs and lower lows, something that looks kind of like this. We kind of work our way into symmetry. Maybe we put in something like that, and all of a sudden we've got a reversal pattern down here in the symmetry area. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Now, this could all be out the window if tensions in the Middle East are dampened down. If Powell comes out and says something extremely dovish, this can change with news. But until something material happens, I believe we are in a position where we sort of look for pops to get short. Okay. So I've lightened up a lot today on the long side. I've got almost no directional calls anymore. And I'm looking for bearish setups. So one of the most bearish charts out there right now, in my opinion, is Tesla. So Tesla here is clearly trending lower. We have negative stacked EMAs, where the 8 EMA is on the bottom. Excuse me. The 21 EMA is in the middle, and the 55 EMA is on the top. Okay, so we've got bearish stacked EMAs. Now, do we have a bearish pattern? Well, I would zoom out here on Tesla, and I would look at this pattern and I'd say, yeah, absolutely. We've got this bear flag, right? That's pretty clear. And then do we have a squeeze? And we sure do. And we have a bearish momentum shift. So can I short Tesla here? Well, no, I can't. I've got to wait for Tesla to give me a bounce. Now, what I'd like to see happen is, can I get a bounce in Tesla before it takes out this low? If it takes out this low before I get a bounce, I probably just missed the move, because if it bounces after taking out that low, chances are it's going to just do a breakdown and reclaim, and it may go higher into earnings. But if we get, say, tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday, a bounce in Tesla up into this one, these falling ADMA, say 168 to 172, somewhere within this box, like if Tesla puts in sort of a dead cat bounce, and I have an opportunity to short before earnings, that's exactly what I want to do. So the earnings for Tesla are on the 23rd of April. Okay. So I want to go over here to Tesla. Let's take a look at those options. Right next week, you can see the IV comes up quite a bit here. And if I can get a bounce in Tesla, like that, what we just talked about, up into that range, say, well, let's just call it around 172. If we can get a bounce in Tesla up into around 172, then I would probably like to come over here to the April 26th series, and probably for me, I don't know, maybe pick up like the 160 puts, right? Again, on a bounce up to that 172-ish area, coming in here and picking up these slightly out of the money 160 puts that expire the week of earnings. Okay, so that is my trade plan. From there, if I do get a fill around 172, I would stop very simply on a close over this 21 EMA. So I'm not giving it a lot of room, right? If it comes up here, I want it to come up here and fail. I don't want it to come up here, I get short, and then it's up here at like 180, and I'm wondering, well, is this trade still valid or not? If it closes over the 21 EMA, I'll just stop out. I'll take a very small loss and I'll move on. But the idea, can Tesla get a little dead cat bounce here, roll over into earnings? That's what I'm looking for, all right? So that's what I've got for this week. I hope it helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.